This is a countdown video. It contains my own personal opinion on the subject matter. If you don't like my opinion, well, go make your own video for all I care. Number 5. Noragami Arigoto. After a very successful first season, the second season of Noragami had to be pretty good in order to live up to people's expectations. I am happy to say that it did not disappoint in any way. Adapting both the Bishamon and Ibisu arcs from the manga, the second season of Noragami brought our characters to new places. These characters get pushed to their limit and have to go through very difficult and dark situations that can only make them stronger if they manage to get through it in one piece. I really like the themes that this season introduced that I won't say, but it'll definitely make you reconsider how you look at some of these characters. It makes you think what it truly means to be remembered, to have a name, and for someone to never forget about you. And sometimes we're just too used to running away that we lose ourselves until we remember the people that we love. Aside from all the philosophical talk, the comedy is once again great in how it makes you fall in love with these characters before the drama kicks in. The animation and voice acting in both languages are great as well. Lastly, Noragami Arigoto might have one of the best cliffhangers at the end of a season that I've ever seen. Season 3, I'm coming for you! Number 4. Yuri Kuma Asorai. Strangely enough, this is my first yaoi or yuri anime that I've seen. Directed by the guy who directed Revolutionary Girl Otana and Lost of the Sailor Moon anime, this show definitely has a unique style to it. Truth be told, when I first began watching the show, I was left very confused after every episode. Things were just too weird with way too many confusing plot points that I just didn't understand. However, at the end of episode 4, I was 100% invested in the story and all of the characters. Once again, the style is very unique with some great directing and cinematography. Every shot of animation serves a purpose and it's great to look at. Thankfully, it isn't just a style over substance show, because it definitely gives a lot of substance. The characters are great as they slowly but surely grow on you. It's interesting how almost the entire cast is consisted of only girls. No male is ever shown. Well, that's a lie. There are 3 males, but they are bears. Though, to be fair, they are my favorite characters and bring some of the best moments in the show. Best part about this show is the different themes that it has. I'll list them off. Homophobia, lesbianism, religion, motherhood, love, kisses, separation, discrimination, etc., etc. The style helps these themes connect together in a show that's great to look at as you get more and more invested. Number 3. Sound Euphonium. It's not often that I go this batshit crazy over Kyoto Animation's slice of life show, except for this one obviously, but holy shit, I love Sound Euphonium. First off, I really love a show that has such an absorbing atmosphere. From the visuals to the music, the atmosphere in this show gets you really sucked into the story and characters. Speaking of which, this is an exceptional cast of characters. So much so that by the end of the show, I found myself completely invested in every single character. I even got to like the bitch character of the show, and that is hard for me to do. I found some characters so complex in how they were, and that's one of the things that I like about this show so much. The line, 3 years passed in a flash in the second episode, is an example of why I think the writing and characters are so complex and interesting. While Kyoto Animation shows like Free will tease an LGBT relationship but do it badly, this show however doesn't. It makes the kind of relationship completely believable. It also helps that one of these girls, Reina, is one of my new favorite female characters and brought the best moments the show had to offer.
本物の特別になる。やっぱり久美子は性格悪い。
Now look, if you love K-On! And the whole otaku craze, then that's fine. But as for me, I'm going to stick with the show that has an amazing atmosphere, a compelling story, and characters that I actually give a shit about. Number 2. Death Parade. Let me give you an example of my first impression of Death Parade. Hell yeah, this club is banging! Look at this! All the characters are dancing, having a good time. God, this show's gonna be so good! So, what's the first episode like? Everybody, put your hands up. Yep, Death Parade gets the award for most misleading anime opening ever. If you haven't guessed, Death Parade is a 100% over-the-top dramatic anime. But in a good way. The show has one concept, playing death games to determine what kind of a person you are to see if you'll be judged to go to heaven or to hell. This brings great character stories for those who've died and find themselves in Dekum's bar. It brings memorable moments in every episode. The recurring characters themselves are great to watch too. It's one of those shows where things are revealed gradually every episode, which brings more investment in the characters. The character of the woman in purple and Dekum's relationship are the center of the show, which brings amazing emotional moments that made me shed a tear. Even a character who comes off as super annoying eventually found a way to grow on me. The ending of the show doesn't perfectly close every character's story, but for the one it does, it was a journey that was well worth watching. Great animation, great music, and great voice acting in both English and Japanese. Despite how super emotional it can get, it's one of my new favorite anime that could only be surpassed by one other show. Number 1. So what show do I think is the best anime of 2015 and might have become one of my new all-time favorites? Let me show you. That's right, Blood Blockade Battlefront is a show that hit a home run and went above expectations. I'm dead serious. This brand new anime is now in my top 5 favorite anime list. Now let me praise this show. The animation? Holy fucking shit. Studio Bones is my favorite animation company, and in this show, it was like they times their budget by 10. The style of music? Holy fucking shit. Take the style of Cowboy Bebop and the coolness of Baccano, and the result is this show. I also like how the show takes place in a version of New York City, and it takes full advantage of that. The characters? Holy fucking shit. I love every single solitary one of these characters. I love how almost all of them can be complete douchebags, and yet they are some of the most enjoyable characters that I've ever seen. How could you possibly not fall in love with these characters after seeing this? Also, as mentioned in my top 10 villains videos, 2 of the villains in this show are my favorite. The story? Holy fucking shit. The story is so immersive and unique that you just get sucked up in all of it. Throughout the craziness and complete insanity of everything, there's a tragic and yet touching story being told through the 2 exclusive anime characters. The voice acting? Holy fucking shit. Not only is the Japanese version very good, but the American version is phenomenal. This is one of Funimation's best dubs, and I highly recommend watching the show in English. It's another one of those shows that is 100% perfect, that even after a 3.5-month wait for the finale, it did not disappoint. I go completely gaga over this show, and for good reason. It is the best anime of 2015, and anyone who says that this show is, can suck it. Now if you excuse me, I have some awkward dancing to do.